What's up, football fans? Good to have you back here. It's the boy, Theo Bischoff, aka Fuck Prince of Narnia, aka Theo Sporn. How you doing tonight? With you as usual, with my boy Derek, aka Squigs. How you doing, my friend?
We're doing good. Nothing. Crazy week, crazy week. Nothing, man. We're doing all right. We're living the life. So it's been feeling good outside. Weather's getting nice. Other than that, can't complain about much.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Another great week of football for us to talk about. So let's jump right in. Welcome to the Mask Off NFL podcast. Forgot to say that part. Too busy thinking about my nicknames, but that's okay. Hey, I think in particular, this was a great week of quarterback play. We have a whole bunch of different quarterbacks to talk about, some old, some young, some familiar, some new. So let's jump right into it. Thursday night football, Dolphins take on the Jags. We got to talk about Ryan Fitzmagic. And I mean, this guy, he started off the game as good as you can have any quarterback start the game. To start off, this man, he was 12 for 12 with two touchdowns. He also tacked on 38 rush yards and a rushing touchdown. I mean, he was throwing the ball really well. When he was running the ball, it was absolutely incredible. He looked like a goddamn Ohio State fullback out there collecting bodies like it was his job. What do we think of Fitzpatrick? You catch the Thursday night game there, Big Country?
Yeah, I did actually. It was a really good game. I liked it. I wasn't surprised because that's like the squad. That's we're both really high on the Dolphins for a dark horse style team, but
Right.
I am upset that Minshew fucking didn't play well because I started him and it was my fault. It was my fault. I shouldn't have started him, but I just thought it was a good play against the Dolphins. Either way, Fitzmagic just looks like Fitzmagic and he's doing things. And then Gaskin, Wayne, is it Wayne Gaskin? Isn't that
Miles.
Miles, whatever his name is. For some reason I'm thinking Wayne. He looked really good too. He looked like a stud out there, freaking. And then we can't forget that there wasn't Byron Jones, there wasn't I think no, not Colin Van Noy. There's another injury. There's a big injury. I can't quite remember the name.
I don't think Kyle Van Noy played. I think you're right.
Was it right? Was it Colin Van Noy? I can't remember if it was, but I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, and like the Dolphins been a little injured. Everybody's a little injured, but the Dolphins came out looking hot. So I love. Nothing really bad to say about the Dolphins. I think the Jags need to figure it out a little bit. But once again, I think the Jags are more in the rebuilding state. The Dolphins are kind of working their way not out of the rebuilding state, but because they're still rebuilding, but they're farther along in the process.
Fair enough. I'm with that. Looks like through further research, Kyle Van Noy did play. He actually got a turnover, and he was part of the Dolphins defense that blitzed their way to the win. But
Right.
I messed it up too, so it's straight. We're not stressing about it.
It's all right.
Uh,
So I think this next topic we're going to talk about is fucking insane so far, and
I agree. We're talking about MVP front runner Russell Wilson. Now this week against the Dallas Cowboys, Russ broke the record for most passing touchdowns in the first three games of the season. In only three games, Russ has thrown 14 passing touchdowns. So to say he's having a good start to the year is a complete understatement. I believe he has 14 touchdowns and only one interception, which we talked about, bouncing off dumbass Greg Olson's hands into the arms of the other team. So Russell Wilson, I mean, he had a great game against the Cowboys. Like I said, the Cowboys they didn't really have the secondary to match up with the pass catching weapons that the Cowboys had, and that game pretty much went how we expected it to go.
yeah, it was a good game. It was really good. Russell Wilson, uh, like just shows a testament to Russell Wilson. And can this motherfucker please get an MVP? Like, can
Yeah.
he please do it? Like, I think what we have Josh Allen in the running. Russell Wilson. You could say Patrick Mahomes, but I guess yeah, you could say Patrick Mahomes. Dak's looking okay. I would say he's on the lower end because he is 1 and 2. But like, there's a lot of good quarterback play happening. But Russell Wilson's the fucking guy. He is balling. He would have had fucking 15 touchdowns if DK Metcalf would have fucking quit being a little bitch and showboating and just go to the end zone and then do it. But
I mean, the issue wasn't showboating. It was just that he took his foot off the gas and he was like, All right, yeah, play's over. Easy walk-in touchdown. So shout
That's
out to Trayvon Diggs for making that happen.
that's in my mind that's showboating because if you just think you know what I'm saying, like, oh, I got it, I burnt it by fucking 20 yards. I'm just gonna walk in. Um, Regardless, he made up for it in the fourth quarter, which is okay, but still, you shouldn't make that mistake as a top tier receiver. I guess if that's what is that what you call them? Like you won't see many of them making that mistakes, but it happens. It does happen. So like I totally get it. But yeah, I mean Russell Wilson, surefire fucking lock for MVP right now for me. Great game. The Cowboys, they're just getting so they're good. They're Cowboys are a really good team. Their defense has had some hardships, and they're going against these high-powered offenses, which doesn't help with their defense having these hardships because we all know their offense is electric. So
Absolutely. I think part of it is that the secondary is so experienced. Like I kept seeing a guy named Daryl Worley out there. I didn't know there's a guy named Daryl Worley on the team. Uh, Xavier Woods is our most experienced starter, which is not saying a lot because he came in the league around the same time as Dak did. And then also we kept shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties. Like I truly believe that the Cowboys can compete with any team. They
mhm.
truly can. B, I think the true arch enemy of the Dallas Cowboys is the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody beats the Cowboys as bad as the Cowboys beat the Cowboys. That's what I got to say about that. But I'm good on the Cowboys. I can't stop. I can't talk about that too much more. They were who we thought they were. Let's sum it
Yeah,
up at the end of the
yeah.
day. No one.
I mean,
I don't think anybody was surprised.
we can't just deny the fact they are going to Seattle. Like Seattle's just a really good team in general too, and it's But at the end of the day, there is mistakes were made,
Oh yeah,
and there's no one to blame, like you said, but yourself.
yeah. Uh, I will say Alden Smith at the moment is leading the league in sacks, so that's pretty cool.
He looked nice. He looked very
Alden
nice.
Smith playing his first professional football in 5 years, so you gotta love that.
And then we had 3 sacks on the day, 4 sacks on the day, or something like that.
He had 3 sacks on the day, putting him at 4 on the year, which puts him ahead of T.J. Watt and Akeem Hicks, who
Jeez,
are tied for number two.
gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Hey, I mean, I can't be mad at it. Like our best defensive player is Alden Smith. Like that feels weird to say, but oh well. That's
Right?
that's 2020 for you. What's 2020 without an Alden Smith comeback? So
True.
hey. Hey, speaking of MVP frontrunners, we just threw his name out there before, but Josh Allen had a huge game against a good LA Rams team. I mean, he handled himself well as a starting quarterback. I mean, completing 72% of passes, 311 yards, and five total touchdowns. He had the comeback win to put the Bills on top and keep them undefeated. So you got to love that. He did have 2 turnovers, but I mean, in a game where you're putting the ball up like that in a shootout, I mean, you got to expect some turnovers. So Josh Allen, very impressive on Sunday. Thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, it was a great game. Uh, I think obviously the second half wasn't their half. Like they blew a big lead,
Mm-hmm.
but um, they got the job done. There was a questionable PI call at the end of the game that to me it didn't look like it. To me, it was let the players play, sort of play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm 100% against unless it's blatant and obvious. I'm 100% against calling PI or calling a game deciding decision flag at the end of the game like that. It's just let the players play and but regardless of that, they played well. The Rams came back, which is nice. That it showed a lot of composure from them. But like, both these teams are really good. Like regardless of like the Bills, like the Josh Allen swaying me to feel better about him because he's playing really good ball. But he has a really good defense to help him out too as well, which is really nice. Like if you're like Josh Allen is would you say Josh Allen's like the prototypical style quarterback we look for now? Tall, can sling the rock, can run still. Like you that dual threat quarterback is like becoming more of a thing, and he just seems like the prototypical quarterback that you look for. But we haven't seen it from him yet, and now that we're finally seeing it from him, and he's not turning the ball over, and he's making good reads, and he's doing everything right. He's looking really good.
Yeah, I think I mean he is what you kind of hope for in a quarterback. as you said, there's still some things he needs to work out, like
Yeah.
showing it a little bit more consistency. I mean, at this point, he's played the Jets, the Dolphins, and now the Rams are actually the first true quality team that he's faced so far, in my opinion. But he's
Mhm.
definitely showing himself to be a solid quarterback in the league, and he's got the skill set to make it work. Can't argue
True.
that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Nothing to say about him. It was a great game all around. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams were definitely game. I'm with that. I mean, we've been liking the Rams the past couple weeks. Good solid football play. Can't be mad at that.
No, not at all.
We've been speaking about quarterbacks who are definitely MVP frontrunners. Now it's time for one of the quieter names coming into the season. Well, maybe to everybody not in the city of Chicago, but Nick Foles made his debut for the Chicago Bears this week after Matt Nagy pulled Mitchell Trubisky out of the game. And all Nick Foles did, coming off the bench, was throw 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception to help the Bears come from behind to secure the victory over the Atlanta Falcons. Now, as it's been noted, neither Derek or I are huge fans of the Chicago Bears. That being said, Nick Foles came out and made this team look completely different than we've seen them before. He was slinging the ball beautifully. He made Anthony Miller look like a top tier wide receiver. And even though we know the Falcons are good at blowing leads, I believe this is their third blown lead of the season in their third game.
No, no, no. Seattle went ahead early on them. They were playing from behind, but Seattle also scored like 40 something points. So like it was hard for. But yeah,
Yeah, basically. I mean, the Falcons have established themselves as people who could blow a lead. I
yeah.
mean, that's what they're. I mean, 28-3. I don't know what more you could say other than that. But I mean, Nick Foles, he came out and earned it. I don't think he knew that he was going to be playing that day, as it is with backup quarterbacks. But he came on, he was ready to go, and Nick off the bench. I mean, you can't be mad at it. You got to love it. What are we thinking about Nick Foles
I
there?
love it. I love it. It's not that I'm against the Bears. It's I was you I was I'm highly against Mitch Trubisky.
That's true.
I don't think he earned. I don't know what he did to earn a number two overall pick. I still it just doesn't. I don't understand it. Um, but yeah, like I was telling our friend Kyle, now that if Nick's the starter, Nagy cannot go back and forth. He can't keep doing this back and forth thing because he's given Mitch so many opportunities to not fuck up, and that now that he's finally fucked up enough to get benched, which we knew was happening. Like I'm not going to say I called it that he's going to start against the Colts, but Nick Foles is going to start against the Colts, but I kind of called it. Um, so I think you got to stick with Nick Foles. Let Mitch sit behind. Let Mitch learn underneath Nick Foles. Like I don't know why that wasn't the idea in the first place. I get it. Like I feel like that's the problem with Mitch. Like he has no confidence, and Nick Foles just fucking spews confidence. And I think it's a good thing if Mitch can actually learn from Nick Foles. So and yeah, I mean like and the Falcons suck. Like the Falcons are like yeah they're like the number like three offense, but or I don't know if they might be the number one offense. I don't fucking know, but like oh my god, Dan Quinn.
I mean, yeah, they're having a as rough to a start of the season as I've ever seen, and then I know they play the Packers, and I think they're doing it on Sunday night this week. So to put money on them to start getting it together this week is that's a bad bet, buddy. I don't know if you want to go putting money on the Falcons this week, although that would be a hell of a game and a hell of a story to talk about next week. So we're gonna keep our eye on that one for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, Back to the Bears, touching on one more thing. The Bears take on the Colts next week, and I think that's going to be a very interesting game to watch. We'll talk about it later. Yes, we will. Uh, we've been talking about quarterbacks a lot. Got to mention one wide receiver here. Mike Evans had a very interesting stat line. I don't think I've ever seen a stat line like this, but
No.
the man caught 2 passes for 2 yards. He averaged 1 yard a reception, but he secured 2 touchdowns. So Mike Evans had that ill 2-2-2 stat line, which I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say about that. Like what a day. He did nothing. I think it was just so noteworthy that you had to bring it up.
Dude, I think it reminds me of Rex Burkhead 2 years ago, where he came in and just got, he'd rush for 2 yards and get 2 touchdowns, and he'd just be a goal line guy. Or the big one that came to my head was Mike Tolbert of the Chargers back in the day, or even on the Panthers when he was on the Panthers. He just come in and just vulture touchdowns. But it's like you're a receiver. How do you're not just a receiver, you're a top tier, I would call you an elite receiver, Mike Evans. And I mean, props on you. I mean, efficiency is key, but gosh, I like it. I guess I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I have no clue what to say because it's not like it's Mike Evans. He's also a deep threat. He's a deep threat receiver kind of style guy. Like I think it's his persona that he perceives to be is what throws it all off. I think as well.
I agree with that. I mean, if he was a tight end, we would be saying like that's a big tight end day. Mm-hmm. But right. He's not, so we're not. I can't help thinking that those are things that we're supposed to be talking about with Gronk as a red zone threat, as Brady's guy. But I haven't been seeing too much of Gronk. I don't know about you.
He actually, I think he had 6 catches this past game. Like, this was his first game he got involved. But obviously the game was fucking weird because Mike Evans had 2 catches for 2 yards for touchdowns. So I don't know. Gronk, before the game started, he had like 3 targets, 1 catch for 11 yards. So before week 3 game. So yeah, that's all I got to say to that.
Yeah. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that Rob Gronkowski fella. I don't know if that's telling of the rest of the season, but something to keep an eye out for.
No.
Let's see. Sunday night, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers, one of the best to play the game, if not the best, but we're not going to get into that right now. Through his whole career, Hall of Fame career, hate on him all you want, he's going into the Hall of Fame.
100%.
I mean, on Sunday night, he threw his second ever touchdown pass to a number 1 pick. You want to talk about that a little bit? I mean, how can a guy like Aaron Rodgers be so good and not be throwing to any other top guys?
I mean, like you know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers. And I've always liked Aaron Rodgers. It's because things like this, like you find these little stats that like he literally has only thrown 2 touchdowns to a first round pick, and both of those touchdowns were to Mercedes Lewis. I mean, it's insane. It's just insane that this guy, no matter what you give him, he spins gold out of fucking hay or yarn, whatever it is, like out of everything he fucking does. And I can't knock the guy. You can't. There's no way that you can knock the guy. If you look at pure stats, whether it's these weird stats or his normal stats, like he's a Hall of Famer for sure. And this is more of a testament. And to put it in comparison, I believe it was that Peyton Manning threw 293 touchdowns to first round picks. So to put it in comparison, yeah, that's it's insane.
Absolutely, yeah. To go along with Peyton Manning's 293, Breeze, Brady, and Favre each all have over 100. And Aaron Rodgers threw only his second last night to a first-round pick. So he's got guys out here, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson. I mean, fill in the blank. He's taking in guys that might not be significant impacts on other team, and he's making them look like first-team All-Pros.
Lazard.
I was just going to say, Alan Lazard had a huge night, and who the fuck is Alan Lazard? If Alan Lazard was on the Colts, he'd be on the practice squad. Like, True. Who are these guys? But hey, can't be mad at it.
Can't be mad at all. So, all right.
Also,
go ahead. No, you go, Theo.
We're also talking about the Sunday night game. We're talking about the thick boy player of the week. Now, if you couldn't tell already, Derek and myself, we're a couple good old thick boys, couple of lineman fellas. You know,
we're a little chunk, dude. We're chunk.
Just a little bit chunk. I mean, some would say thick. We're definitely not using the F word out here, but we'll say thick. Husky, some would say. went through life as a husky child, you know. So we gotta show love to the thick boys out here. My thick boy play of the week goes to Eric McCoy. That same Sunday night game we were talking about, even though the Saints lost, I think the Saints still had an offensive showing. Alvin Kamara had 10 plus catches, 2 plus receiving touchdowns. It was a hell of a night for him. One of the big plays of the game was in Alvin Kamara 52-yard touchdown catch. During that play, Alvin Kamara ran down the sidelines and he ran just around 14 miles an hour. The reason he was running this way is because he had the lead blocker out in front of him. This dude, Eric McCoy, rocking number 78, which you gotta love. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you there. Eric McCoy was flying down this sideline, running 16.22 miles an hour. Let me look up Eric McCoy's height and weight right here. Give me 1 second. I mean, that's the guy you want out in front of you. Eric McCoy, he is a 6'4", 303-pound center running at 16.22 miles an hour. Now, if that doesn't floor you, then you've clearly never played the game of football before. That's literally a Volkswagen driving down the sideline looking to collect bodies like it's his job, which it kind of is. So, I mean, Eric McCoy flying, giving a good name to all the big men out there. I mean, you got to love that. My friend, do you have a thick boy play of the week that you got to shout out?
Yeah, it's just a little quick one. It was Monday night game. Sorry, I had a good yawn in there. And you know, speaking of Aaron Rodgers only throwing 2 touchdowns to 2 first rounders, Mahomes added on to that last Monday with throwing a touchdown to the Eric Fisher, our left tackle. And it was just a cool little play. Like whenever you see a lineman get in there and get in the end zone, whether it's defensive, offensive, whatever it is, it's just it's you love to see it. You love that's really all. You just love to see it. So that's my thick boy play of the week.
I mean, it tingles your cockles unlike many other things in the football world. So gotta love it. I sure do. Let's talk. We've talked about week 3. We've reflected. We've loved. We've lost. We've laughed. We've cried. Let's look ahead into the week 4 preview. And I think the big thing we need to talk about with week 4 is the Steelers-Titans game. And very unfortunately, this game was delayed from its original time on Sunday to be played at some point later in the season because the Titans fucked around and got COVID, unfortunately. So that was supposed to be a good game. Both teams 3-0, ready to put on a showing on Sunday. Would have been a good game between solid teams with good reputations and good feelings around them. So hopefully we'll get to watch that one before too long. Originally it was supposed to be played on Monday or Tuesday, so we were going to get another Monday night game or maybe Tuesday night football, which would have been fucking delicious. Yeah. Unfortunately, we'll have to see it played later in the season. Damn shame.
Yeah, I think the gotta get better. I'd be damned if I'm letting the Titans run this season for everybody. That's all. That's really I say. Just get better. Don't fuck around. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm excited to see. I heard that they're what they're doing is they're gonna situate bye weeks. And so it's going to be some bye week. Like they might go off the Steelers or the Titans bye week, and then they'll add it, and then they'll move somebody else's bye week. They're going to figure it out. They're going to make adjustments to the schedule to allow it. Because if it's postponed, like you can't just set the whole NFL season back 1 week to watch the Steelers and Titans play to decide, especially if they're playoff contenders fighting for whatever seed. Like an 18th week just to watch one football game. Like, I don't think that's ever going to be a thing. So,
absolutely.
That's all I got on
that. So we just talked about a couple of teams that were 3-0 and looking really hot to start the season. Next, we're talking about a matchup between two teams who have 1 win, 4 losses, and a draw between them. We're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Thoughts on this game, Squiggles?
It's going to be fun. I'm pretty excited. I think this is gonna be one of those high scoring games again. I mean, I don't know because like Joe Burrow just seems like he wants to sling the rock everywhere. Uh, and I feel like with him doing that, like obviously Jacksonville's gonna have to compete. I think one of these teams, I don't know which, is gonna go behind soon and fast and early, and one of them's gonna be fighting from behind. It's gonna cause it to be a high scoring game, and I think Minshew's gonna come back and bounce back after last week, and I think Joe Burrow is gonna continue to do what he's doing because obviously he's slinging the rock really well. I won't say he's the complete problem. I wouldn't even say he's the problem of why they're losing. I think there's an abundance of everything. It is still the Bengals. So I think Joe might get his first win this week, though. Who knows?
That'd be good to see for sure for the young first overall pick. The way I've been seeing the Bengals play, a couple of weeks ago I said Joe Burrow is playing okay, but the more I watch, the more I'm thinking that that might be just a reflection of the Bengals. Might just be a reflection of the Bengals, and not everybody is up to playing on his standards. So maybe that the rest of the Bengals just need to get better to support Burrow a little bit more.
Oh, can we mention one thing? Can we mention how he got fucking destroyed by fucking Mount? Was it Oh my God, 97 on the Eagles. Malcolm Jenkins, not Malcolm
Well,
Jenkins. Who was it?
97 is Malik Jackson, I
Malik
think.
Jackson. I knew it was an M. I couldn't. MJ. I knew it was an MJ. He got destroyed. Joe Burrow got annihilated by Malik Jackson. So just don't take kids like that, Joe. Just go down. I don't
Yeah, word.
know.
I mean, from us to you with love. Mwah. All right. Uh, as we talked about the Bears Colts game before, I think this is going to be a really interesting one to watch. The 2-1 Colts heading to Soldier Field to take on the 3-0 Bears. I think this is going to be an interesting game to watch because, as we mentioned before, this is going to be Nick Foles' first start. Also, interesting to talk about, the Colts have more wins than each of the Bears' previous opponents combined. The Falcons, the Lions, and the Giants have one win between them, and the Colts are 2-1. So, how are the Bears going to stack up against a team that can actually win a football game? What are we thinking?
It's hard to say this week, with especially with Nick Foles coming in and getting reps. Nick Foles is known to come in as a backup and just wreak havoc on the league. Can he do it with the Bears? It would be kind of cool to see. But at the same time, I think the Colts are injured. They had not Michael Pittman. Was it Michael Pittman? I forgot their names. Their rookie receiver, and another receiver. They're both out. One tore their ACL, I believe, and one has another leg injury. They're wearing thin at receiver, which is T.Y. Hilton. But Mo Alley Cox is looking good. I think this is going to be a more of a what kind of team are they right now sort of game. Like regardless of the win, regardless of the loss, of who wins or who loses, it's going to define who the Colts are, who the Bears are, I think.
I'm with that. No arguments here. Classic matchup coming up on Sunday as well when the Patriots go to the Chiefs. Very excited about that one. Can't help but notice that the Patriots are finally going to Arrowhead now that Brady's gone,
I
and the Chiefs play at M&T Bank,
I
and they're already set to do it again next year. So
You know what? You know what? I've told you this thousands of times, Theo, that we've always played the Patriots in fucking Foxborough, and then I mentioned this year how we're playing the fucking Bucks at the Bucks, and we're also playing the Saints in the fucking Mercedes Superdome. So, like and then we played the Ravens in Baltimore. Imagine if there were fans in these stadiums. Like, holy shit! Like, we got a lot of bad. Like our schedule's not bad, but like our good games are all away, which really sucks. Except for the Patriots, because I feel like the Patriots are still a good team. So we're getting lucky with this one. Other than that, it's going to be a great game. I honestly think Cam's going to feast a little bit on our defense. Maybe not, because after last week showing with fucking Lamar Jackson, who fucking knows? I think it's going to be a good game. And I think that the Chiefs are going to win, but I'm curious to see how Belichick plays the Chiefs this year with Cam at the helm, just because he's so used to Tom Brady and it's such a high profile game. I'm very interested to see.
Absolutely. And I got to say, I think we talked about how they played well against the Seahawks, but the Chiefs are just a completely other animal than the Seahawks. So I agree. This is going to be a hell of a game, another chapter in this great story. Can't wait to watch that one.
Yep.
Talking about another AFC East team up against an AFC West team. This, I think, has makings to be the game of the week where the Bills go to Vegas to take on the Raiders. I mean, these two teams are hot right now. Nothing else you can say.
Mm.
Uh, and I think they're a little bit surprising. They might even be surprising themselves. So to see how the Bills play the Raiders and match up this week, I think is going to be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's hard to say who's going to win this game. Because I mean the Raiders came out hot against the Saints, and then last week against the Patriots, they just fucking where did they go? So I'm very curious to see what John Gruden's going to do with this game and who's he targeting? Who's the guy he wants to get rid of? Because I feel like John Gruden's kind of that way, where like the Bill Belichick, where you kind of get rid of that your star player, and I feel like John Gruden tries that. Um, and it's gonna be interesting to know what that is. But I think the Bills, I, I'm not going to say I can see the Bills winning because I can easily see the Raiders winning. I think the Raiders might sneak out the victory here, to be honest. I think the Bills are too hot. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel
Yeah.
like the Bills are a bad team by any stretch, but I think they're too hot, and I think this is the week where they just get knocked down a step and they go to 3-1. That's it happens to everybody. Any given Sunday, we all know this.
And I mean, only two teams have gone the whole regular season without losing a game. So to have that stop for the Bills this week, I mean, it's not out of the question. The Raiders, as we said, are a good team, so that'll definitely be one to watch. I like what you said about John Gruden taking away the best player on the Bills, which at this point I have to say is probably Stephon Diggs. No, wide receiver one in Buffalo,
I
wide
mean,
receiver one in Buffalo.
John Brown is a
Leading
close
option
second.
in Buffalo,
He-
right?
he's a close second. I might even say Cole Beasley is the number two. Who knows? He's been looking damn good, but it's probably John Brown at number two. But Stephon Diggs number one. I could see John Brown having a day because of that. I could see Cole Beasley having a day. Honestly, in reality, it could be anybody's day. But the one person we've all been wanting to have a day this year is Devin Singletary, and
Yeah.
and by God, week 4 might be the day because he has been lackluster, so to speak, since. So.
Yeah, I'm with that. It'd be interesting to see for Cole Beasley or Devin Singletary to take over the game. So, Bills Raiders, you heard it here first. Potential game of the week.
Yeah.
Not really too much to talk about with this game. As usual, we are filming this on a Thursday, first day of October. October football. What a time to be alive! The first game to kick off the month of October is a potential sleeper between the 0-3 Broncos and the 0-3 Jets. And I guess the only thing you got to say about this game is that something's got to give. Someone's got to get their first win of the season. So
Or they tie.
or they tie. I mean, if they tie, then both of them deserve to lose or tie for the rest of the season. I don't
That's
know what
fair.
else to tell you there.
That's fair. I think the Broncos win this game. I just don't think the Jets are good. On the latest power rankings, it was funny that the Jets and the Giants were both 32 and 31. It's kind of funny. That's just I thought that's a little hilarious to me.
I mean, just New York sports. If you're not the New York Yankees, you basically eat dog shit for fun. So, I mean, that's all I could say about that as a former New Yorker.
Now
Um.
you're
Uh,
now you're now you're what do you call yourself now?
oh Jesus. Let me see. I think it's. I
A
think
Wyanite.
is it a Wyanite?
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool though. Like I think that's what it should be.
I think that's what it is actually. Uh. I want to say Wyomingian. Oh, it's a Wyomingite.
Wyomingite. Okay. I had no clue that's what it was. I just thought of that. So that's
Well,
kind of awesome.
that one sounds cooler. What did you say, Wyonite?
Yeah, Wyanite.
I'd be in for a Wyonite. I mean, Wyoming Night's okay. Wyominger is fucking dumb, so I'm happy that's not the one that anybody's going with. So, hey, shout out to all my Wyomingites watching the podcast. Big ups.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
we're on to burnt takes here. My burnt take comes from the Sunday night football game between the Packers and the Saints when Chris Collinsworth, not once, but multiple times, made the statement that Alvin Kamara was the best running back in the NFL. Now, I've come to Alvin Kamara's defense many times on this show. I think he's a good running back. I think he's a great player. To say that he's the best running back in the league, better than everybody, is a huge reach. That's a huge reach. I would have a hard time calling him the best receiving back in the league with Christian McCaffrey still around, even though he's injured. I would still have a hard time calling Alvin Kamara the best receiving back in the league, even though that's where his true specialty is, I think. As Derek pointed out a week or two ago, I forget when, but they still have Latavius Murray to do that real hard-nosed 3rd-and-1 running. So to say that Alvin Kamara really is, I mean, he's really missing the power game at the end of the day from his abilities. I have a hard time calling him the best running back in the league. Some guys, just to, put it out there, some other guys that I think could take that spot over him. I think of Christian McCaffrey, like I said, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Ezekiel Elliott, and then there's another name that I want to say.
Clyde. No, okay. I'm just kidding.
No, not quite.
No.
Hey, maybe one day, because Clyde definitely has that powerful running to him.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out who you're thinking of.
No, that's what I was thinking of. Maybe Aaron Jones. Maybe I would throw up there, but I would say Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara. I would say they're pretty neck and neck. I'm fine with that. But go ahead.
My thing is that yes, the position's evolving. There's not many do it all backs. If you're a running back, you should be able to catch the ball. I'm not saying you can. That's why there's a committee in a lot of these teams. There's committees now. But to be that all-around back, you should be able to catch the ball, and you should be able to run downfield up the fucking between the fucking tackles. I think of 2 running backs, I guess 3. I think 3 running backs that do that really well. And number 1 for me, I feel like Christian McCaffrey. He is he can run the ball, and he can catch the ball really well. Obviously, the scheme is kind of based all around Christian McCaffrey, which makes his receiving look a little bit nicer. But I do think Zeke is one of the better. He's been getting really good at catching the ball out of the backfield a lot more. He's not catching the ball fucking 25 yards downfield. He's not, but he's still catching the ball, and he's still doing work from the backfield that way. And then Aaron Jones, I would say, it's hard to say because I've seen this motherfucker. Aaron Rodgers trusts Aaron Jones so much that he can throw the fucking ball. He'll throw the ball fucking 35 yards to Aaron Jones. Like it's insane. So I just that alone, and then Aaron Jones is also a tough fucking runner. Like he'll run down your throat as well. It's just so hard to say Alvin Kamara is the best back in the league. Is he the highest paid back? Well, fuck yeah, sure. Yeah. What? Is he the best? I don't think so.
I'm with that. I mean, it's just too hard to say. There's too many good players at that position with different specialties to say that he's truly the number 1. Absolutely. Yeah. I think that is a burnt take if I've ever heard one. Big country burnt take?
Yes. So my burnt take is fucking – it kind of ticked me off because once again, it's just somebody just saying some stupid shit to get some stupid shit to people to say some stupid shit. This guy, Don Orlovsky, I believe it's Don or Dan, I can't remember. It was on the FanDuel webpage. And I quote, Josh Allen is the MVP of the NFL right now. And that was after every game was played on Sunday. I saw it Monday morning when I saw it. No, he's not the NFL's MVP right now. He's just not. And we all know who it is. It's Russell fucking Wilson. Russell Wilson has proven time and time again that he's going to sling the rock. He's never out of a game. His defense isn't the defense that it used to be. He had Jamal Adams go down. Then fucking Bruce Irvin was out. There was a lot of injuries on the defensive side. He still was slinging the rock. He was standing toe-to-toe with the fucking Dallas Cowboys, which we all know that they're one of the highest high-powered offenses in the league. Like, Russell Wilson literally does everything. If Russell Wilson wasn't on the Seattle Seahawks right now, I could easily see them 1-2. I could see them maybe even 0-3. I don't know. Maybe that's a little stretch, but Russell Wilson is the reason why they're so good. And that's what the fucking MVP means. Most valuable player. Josh Allen has a fucking top 5 defense and also really good, like obviously is really good. The number one receiver, Stephon Diggs over there. And then John Brown and Cole Beasley. Like it's it's the fact that legit Russell Wilson is doing this I'm not going to say completely by himself, but we've proven years after year after year that he can do it by himself. So,
Absolutely,
he's the MVP.
I mean, he's the MVP right now for sure. To say Josh Allen, he didn't say dark horse, he didn't say contender, he didn't say sleeper, he didn't say like top pick. The fact that he said he's the MVP right now is just utterly ridiculous. If that just tells me he's not watching any Seahawks games. That's the only thing I'm hearing from him.
It seems like he's an East Coaster.
I mean, makes sense.
So, man, I don't know. It was a weird week in the NFL this week, but I noticed this week the games all started out super slow. I think the only high scoring game was the Bills versus the Rams, and that's because the Bills scored 28 points. Other than that, I think it was all low scoring, and then it just picked up in the second. So it was a really weird week this week. But overall, it was a great week, I thought.
I mean, it's always a great week when you're talking about NFL football. I mean, what does a bad week look like? The only bad week of NFL football there is in the middle of March when there's no games on.
True. So, who knows, man? I think is that it? Is that it for the episode, Theo?
Well, unless you got some FanDuel value, some fantasy value that you want to talk about.
I don't at the moment, unfortunately, but we'll if you haven't noticed yet, we are down a member of the squad of the podcast, and it was nothing against Robbie. We just want to eventually incorporate more people onto the show. And it's really hard to have 4 people talking over each other over a Zoom call. So it's nothing. It was nothing against Robbie. We're all still friends. So we're gonna come back with it. And this is our opportunity to gauge how long the episodes are gonna go. And so now we know. So, anyways, I think that's it for me. I have nothing else.
I got nothing else. I mean, go Broncos. That's all I got.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I can't root for the Jets because the Jets fucking suck.
That's what it looks like.
So, all right, y'all. Appreciate all the love and support. Like, comment, subscribe. Do everything you got to do. And
happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. Is it really your mom's birthday?
It sure is. October 1st.
Hell yeah.
I love that bitch.
All right, yep. All right, we're out. All right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Mask Off episode 4. We love you and peace.
Gang.